Yes, people, welcome back to 1894 for a brand new video. Once again, we are bringing you a Jack Grealish update. This one is pretty big this time. It's looking like he's about to sign it. Medical is booked. Plane has landed. Let's get right into it. Right, Revel, we have quite a few tweets to read out and talk about here because it seems to be quite a substantial day in the Grealish saga. Obviously, we were getting a bit anxious over the weekend. They're probably unnecessary now in hindsight, but there was slight talks of him doing maybe a U-turn and signing a new contract at Villa. And obviously we saw plenty of Villa fans doing their best to try and hold on to him, and which is natural. He's a club hero, you know what I mean? But it's looking like this is going to happen. It's looking like the deal is going to go through. Mail Sports say Jack Grealish to Man City is still expected to go through in the coming days and possibly before the Community Shield, which is quite significant, I think. Despite Grealish holding further discussions with Villa officials this week, there is a growing acceptance at the club he will depart. Now, that was kind of this morning. That was the first update that kind of made the hype train take off again. We were saying, yes, we're feeling positive. There's no need to be anxious. It's looking like it's all on track. And then TalkSport say Jack Grealish has arrived in Manchester to seal his move to Man City. We know that why, because Man City Twitter has got the flight trackers out, which is it's fun and weird at the same time. But listen, it's transfer season now. Price Observer from Birmingham Live says Jack Grealish's Man City medical has been booked in for as early as today or Thursday ahead of official confirmation, which I think is pretty good. We've had the medical planned obviously for a while. I think there's been a contract planned for a while or laid out for a while. It was just a case of getting the wage structure or the 100 million bid structure out of the way. What do you make of all of this, Revel?
It's a good sign. It shows we're able to just go for them. You know, I mean, we're not holding back anymore. We just put in the 100 million straight away. There's no fucking about it. I'm happy we signed him. Obviously, a great player, and he probably won't be done for the Community Shield, or at least he won't be ready to play the Community Shield. But it doesn't really matter. We're going to have him for the rest of the season. I can't wait for him to get started. But we still have to. There's unfinished business in the window. We have to keep going now. We can't just stop here. We have to just show the same ruthlessness that we showed with Grealish and just go for it.
It is looking like we've got him, and it's not our man. It wouldn't be. Oh, I can't say we've got our man. Job done. It's one of two. There's just a small matter now of trying to get Harry Kane off Daniel Levy, which will realistically be a tougher task than it was to get Jack Grealish. But anyway, Stuart Brennan from Manchester Evening News with a big update. He said Jack Grealish is expected to complete his 100 million move to Man City in the next 24 hours. With the two clubs now in agreement over the structure of the deal, an official announcement could come tomorrow. That's pretty significant because the 100 million move was clearly the reason why it was a bit delayed. We thought it was going to happen essentially over the weekend, maybe Monday the latest, but then there was talk of it getting delayed because of the payment structure or how it works, which makes sense because for a 100 million pound transfer, it's not just a case of will bank transfer you 100 million pounds and you give us the player. There's probably quite a bit goes into it. And then Dominic King says here, Jack Grealish is on his way to Manchester ahead of a Man City medical tomorrow morning. The deal is effectively done, Revel. The deal is effectively done. Now, we've seen weirder things in football happen than him, the possibility of him doing a U-turn. It seems highly unlikely, but I'm always of the mindset that it's not done until he's put pen to paper and he's shaking Cheeky's hand. It's just looking like it's going to happen. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything catastrophic that's going to happen over the next 24 hours. He'll pass the medical. He seems like he's fairly fit, so he'll probably pass the medical. And then, yeah, we have 50% of the transfers done, 67 you want to count Carson. But you know what I mean? I think we're just ruthless now. You know what I mean? We've got that bit in our team. We want to win the Champions League, we want to win the Premier League. We have to get the players to do it.
I'm impressed. You know what? I'm really impressed with two parties in this whole saga. First one being City. I think they've been absolutely fantastic. We obviously don't have an amazing track record with these really high-profile signings. Obviously, we get some great signings in. They've worked out to be great, but you know, when we're linked with the creme de la creme of players, which Grealish essentially is, and he's going to become that even more so with City. But they've handled themselves really well, and they've done a fantastic job. They were ruthless. They wanted their man. They identified him, and they went out, and it looks like they've got him. But the second person I'm impressed with is Grealish himself. Do you know that? Because it was a really, really tough decision. Obviously, I'm saying this on the basis that it's done, and it's looking like it will. But I'm impressed with him. It was a tough decision, I'd say, to leave his boyhood club. We had fans literally in his face in the last few days. Physically at his training, telling him to stay, and that City, why would you join a club that's 10 years old and they'll ruin him? You know, things like that. He's only human. It is gonna bother you and get in your head. You can see he was a bit uncomfortable in that situation, but he has shown fantastic ambition to take on this opportunity. I mean, I'd be of the mindset anyway, even if I was him, that if someone like Pep Guardiola comes looking for you, or Manchester City, the league champions, 3 in the last 4 years, Champions League finalists, probably going to go on to do a fair bit more. If they come looking for you, it's hard to say no. And a player as good as him, will only progress even further under Pep, and he could become a genuine Premier League icon. He really, really could. He's still only 25. He's not old at all, and he's got loads of room for development on top of how good he already is. So I'm very impressed with him making that decision, because it couldn't have been easy. Do you know what I mean? We've seen him saying how Villa has really helped him throughout his life. You know, I think you were telling me the day how he said something about when he was sad when he was younger, going to Villa Park to watch games really made him happy and cheered him up. It obviously has a really special place in his heart, Aston Villa, and that's completely understandable. It would be essentially like us losing Phil Foden to Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? It would be the same feeling, and I can understand why it would be tough for him, and I can understand why the Villa fans are upset, but maybe some of it isn't justified. Would you agree with what I'm saying about being impressed, I suppose, with him?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, like you said at the end, it takes a lot of maturity, a lot of grit, something between that teeth. Like I keep saying, to just ambition. Go, I want to win. Yeah, a lot of ambition to just say, I want to win. I'm gonna do this. It's what Kane seems to be doing as well with the talks from handing in a transfer request, and you know, I think it seems. Is it gone?
No, sorry, I clicked back on.
It seems like everything's gonna fall into place. Really, is what I'm saying. You know, he's if he has the ambition to leave his boyhood club and come here, he's going to have the ambition to prove himself here at the centre.
I'm really excited about this. Genuinely, I'm really excited. Not just for the fact that he's a top player and he will get better. There's absolutely no doubt he will get a good 20-25% better under the masterclass of Pep Guardiola. Like, we've seen how good Pep can make players. But I'm excited because City have shown the determination to go out and get their man, and this will probably improve the chances of Kane furthering his stance with Tottenham and being more, you know, inclined to force his way out, which he seems to be doing. We did a video on that yesterday. Go and check that out if you haven't done already. But I do think the fact that we've spent 100 million now on Grealish, we've got our man. Kane is going to be like, Jesus, City are going to be a strong team. If I can get myself up there as well and tell Levy to do one, we could be a really real European powerhouse for quite some time. You know what I mean? The average age of the team isn't high at all, and then there's really good players. It's a frightening prospect, the idea of having the likes of De Bruyne beside Grealish, with Foden, maybe Sterling if he's in a form, Mahrez, and then of course possibly Harry Kane up front. With all those players around Kane, providing him with assists. I know Grealish has very similar assist stats to De Bruyne last season. You can see Harry Kane picking up 35 goals, 40 goals in the season. It's a frightening prospect for the rest of the league, and I'm all here for it. And I think you guys at home will be as well if you're City fans. So listen, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. This is a very exciting time. Lap it up, you know what I mean? These days, these moments don't come around all the time, so do enjoy it. Get on Twitter, enjoy it, get to the games, because you're going to see a fantastic City team playing now in a few weeks' time, possibly for the Community Shield, according to some reports. So leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We're very close to our latest goal of 350, which wasn't even our goal for the summer. You smashed that. So subscribe if you're new, help us out in that, and we'll see you probably when it's confirmed and announced. Enjoy.